Hey, what's up, NHL? Hey, okay. Hey, what's up, NHL fans? This is one of those back to the news. The NHL season's just a couple weeks away. No, a month away. October. But the preseason will probably start in like 3 weeks. The NHL season's gonna be good. And then the new season will be starting soon. The fans really get excited. The young prospects camp starts, I think, next weekend up in Penticton, and there's some across the league. They're having little mini camps. Uh, some leagues around Europe, I've watched a few highlights, and I've seen some players play pretty good. I miss hockey. The Chicago Blackhawks have had their good times and had their bad times, but it's good to see the Chicago Blackhawks. They're one of the teams you want to cheer for, and they're one of the type of teams you want to build a team like. Joe Quenneville, the whole team, they've been awesome. That's all you can ask for. You go out there, you try to put on a show for the fans, and it's not easy. We all think it's easy in the National Hockey League. It's not. Building a team is very, very hard to do, especially nowadays when you have analytics, you have the salary cap to compete with, you have owners that are penny pinching, you have owners that want to spend big, but they know they can't. So it's very, very hard to make a deal in the National Hockey League. I look at all the free agents I see out there. I've had to sign 1-year deals at like 1.5 million or 900,000. I'm like, come on. These are elite players in the National Hockey League, and they got to sign for nothing or get a tryout contract. Sad. Great players, but it's good to see certain players get some tryouts. In terms of recent news, I've heard Scott Gomez. I found out yesterday he just got himself a new deal, a tryout offer. The former New Jersey Devil got a tryout with the St. Louis Blues. A couple weeks ago, I just found out that Sergei Gonchar, the former Pittsburgh Penguin, and the former Montreal Canadian and Ottawa Senator and Dallas Star, is going to rejoin the Pittsburgh Penguins on a trial basis, and I think will be a permanent deal. He's that good. One thing Pittsburgh hasn't had in a few years is a great puck-moving defenseman, has a heavy shot, is just great for the team, and the last time Gonchar was there, they won the Stanley Cup in 2000. Was it 2009? So, it's been a few years since Pittsburgh won a cup. But they've won 3 cups in their history, and the additions of Phil Kessel and now the reacquisition of Sergei Gonchar, they're going to look good. Sidney Crosby playing with Kessel, it's going to be a good combination. You have Malkin, he'll be playing with, I think, Kunitz and a few other players. I think it's going to be some good moves. As we come into the regular season. I've read some recent reports that some general managers are, they want to make a trade. But, it's still early. I don't think we will see any moves right now. We've got preseason coming up, so we're going to see a lot of tryouts coming up here. So, it can go either way. I think in the National Hockey League nowadays, you're just hoping to get forward. 2 steps backwards, 2 steps forward. Your fans, your fan base are very excited to see what you did in the offseason. I think the Edmonton Oilers did an awesome job. They got the top pick in Connor McDavid. I think Connor McDavid is going to have a good year. I draw comparisons between him and Joe Newendike. Those Battle of Albertas are painful. Right? So you're going to see the same thing with McDavid in his first 3 years. He's going to be in a lot of pain. But lots of times he'll be injured, like Nugent Hopkins, maybe a little bit more because it's such a physical series between those 2 teams. And the Western Conference is not that easy. He has world-class skill, but can he stay in the lineup? That's going to be a key. Throughout his junior career, he never really missed too many games. But when he gets to the NHL and plays some of those Battle of Albertas where they're so physical, you got to keep your head up. There's no doubt about it, man. There's some really good players on both teams. Look at the likes of Sean Monahan, and a few others. So, when I look at it, it can go either way. The National Hockey League is, at most times, it's hard to call. And you just want to go out there and put the best team forward. And I think that's what Edmonton's going to do. Their new general manager, Peter Chiarelli, bringing in Cam Talbot this offseason. in a trade with the New York Rangers. It was a very, very important move. And I think this is a good move for Edmonton going forward. And don't get me wrong, that's huge. I think they did more than Calgary did. Calgary re-signed Mark Giordano, great signing, 6-year deal worth about 6 point something million per season. It's a huge deal. He is the leader of that team since Jerome McGinley left. He is the captain. It's true he was injured for the playoffs. If they would have had him, who knows? They could have done a lot more damage. Hey, they knocked out the Vancouver Canucks, one of the elite teams in the Western Conference of the last 15 years. So, Vancouver has taken a couple steps back by dealing off Bieksa and dealing off Flack, and not really getting much for them. I think Jim Benning could have done a lot more. I think he could have brought in some veterans that can help this team right now. Look at Kirsten Ehrhoff signing with the LA Kings. The LA Kings acquiring Milan Lucic. Don't forget they lost Mike Richards, terminated his contract. Looks like he's got some hot water over some stuff he did in the offseason. Just heard a report. So, it sucks. It sucks for Mike Richards. It sucks for, someone that's really helped the Los Angeles Kings become relevant. Until he went there, they never won a cup. They never won anything. And when he went there, they became 2-time champions of the Stanley Cup. They've done a lot of damage in the Western Conference. They become household names again. They become the show in town in La La Land, as they call it, down at the Staples Center in Los Angeles. So, you look at the LA Kings, they really dismantled that team. Jared Stoll's gone. He got in some trouble off the ice too. So, but hey, it's the name of the game. You gotta get some street cred somehow, right? So, Jared Stoll, now he's going to New York. I think he can really help my team, the Rangers, but the Rangers are another team. They were in the Eastern Conference Final. They just couldn't find the net. Martin St. Louis has retired. They made a few moves in the offseason. They signed a few players. They made some trades, Talbot trade and a few other moves that they've made. They've re-signed Stephon, good signing for another 5-6 years. So, long term, I think Rangers are okay. I don't know if they're a playoff team this year because I think Pittsburgh's back. I think the Florida Panthers are a playoff team in my book. I think they look real good. Jaromir Jagr and the rest of those young guys. They're probably bringing some more veterans in there to help that team go forward. They've lost a few veterans, Danny Heatley, Brad Boyes. Those guys not really contributing as much anymore, but anything's possible in the National Hockey League. New Jersey's changed their team up a bit. They lost their general manager, longtime president, Lou Lamoriello. He's been replaced by the former general manager of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Is it Jim? I'll have to figure that one out. But, the former GM of the Pittsburgh Penguins, now he's the GM of the New Jersey Devils. So, when I look at it, guys and gals out there, there's no doubt that, the National Hockey League is changing. You look at the Toronto Maple Leafs, they're changing. They've gone smaller. They've gone from big to small. They get rid of Kessel's contract. They get rid of Kessel. He just didn't want to be there. They still have Dion Phaneuf. We'll see what Mike Babcock and Lou Lamoriello can do in terms of shaping this team for the future. Brendan Shanahan's trying to shape the team like New Jersey. Let's think of the other person they brought to the coaching staff. A 6-7-time winner of the Stanley Cup, Jacques Lemaire. I don't think it gets better than that. They got him out of retirement. Lemaire and Lou Lamoriello go way back to their time in New Jersey. Lemaire from his days in Montreal, playing for, Scotty Bowman and the countless others, Toe Blake. He talk about the dead puck era. Those guys were basically the dead puck era. Trap hockey that's where it was, from like 1995 to 2003, I guess. So, it wasn't the greatest hockey to watch, but it started to get better after the lockout in 2006. It started to speed up a little bit. They weren't playing as much trap, but they were still playing trap. But the dead puck era kind of did hurt hockey, but at the end of the day, you still got to win games, right? You got to play defense and block shots. They're doing that more than ever before. You look at the teams that have got to the Stanley Cup, they block so many shots. Thousands of shots these players block. You look at the Rangers, you look at the Chicago Blackhawks, these teams block shots. And Tampa Bay's blocking shots. Steven Stamkos was even blocking shots in the Stanley Cup final. There has been talk that Steve Stamkos might not resign with the New Jersey, with the Tampa Bay Lightning. There's been talk this offseason that he might be going home to Toronto next offseason because he's an unrestricted free agent. I think Steve Iverson will do everything he can to resign him, but I really think he might test the free agency. A team you have to really watch out for in signing Stamkos, I'd say the Leafs. The Leafs have a chance. Vancouver Canucks have a chance if they have any money. The New York Rangers, of course. The Pittsburgh Penguins, if they have any money. I don't think they have enough to sign him. Philadelphia would be a player. San Jose Sharks would be a player if they can get rid of Marlowe or maybe a Thornton to be able to fit in a Stamkos. So we'll see what happens. Free agency is not till next summer in 2016. So actually the trade deadline has been moved up to I think February 29th. So leave it for next year. So